So I wanted to talk about values a little bit. And values are things that we value. Values represent experience, ultimately. It's, what do we get from an experience? When we do something, we usually do it to achieve some value, some quality in ourselves, some experience, some emotion. So I'm going to offer you a really quick exercise that you can do to get a quick lens into your values. There are many, many different types of exercises for teasing out values, but this is a pretty quick one that you can do and get a lot of insight into yourself. So what I would suggest is that you write down, say, 3 to 6 things that you really enjoy and that you do from time to time. So 3 things that you really enjoy and that you do. Because there are things that we enjoy, but we don't get around to them. But for now, pick 3 things that you enjoy and that you actually do. And then write down 3 to 6 things that you don't particularly enjoy, but you still do them. So again, 3 to 6 things that you don't really enjoy. You might even find them unpleasant, but you do them. And now take a look at both lists, and next to each label of these different things that you do that you enjoy or things that you do and you don't enjoy, write down whatever words come to mind about what that experience allows you to experience. So I like playing different games and I like puzzles. So when I think about that, I think they're fun. So that's one of my values. I think it's interesting. There's challenge, and I really like figuring things out. So those are some of the values in that area. I like doing movement, whether it's dance or martial arts. And again, for me, it's fun. I get to connect with my body, which I really like. It's experiential. I like things that are very experiential. Oh, and I learn, and that's one I forgot in the first example, is learning. So as I'm going through each one, I'm getting a series of words, and that's the collection of values that's being experienced through each of those examples. So go through your list of the things that you enjoy and that you do. And then also go through your list of the things that you don't particularly enjoy, but you still do. And these can be quite interesting. Because what you'll find is, even though you don't enjoy them, there's something that you're valuing about the experience, or else you wouldn't do it, most likely. So there's certain, I do my taxes. I don't enjoy it necessarily, but I do it because I feel it's important to do it. It's important to, take care of my responsibilities. That's a value of mine. And so these have a different quality. They're not about pleasure, but there's still something that's valued there. And I'd also like you to notice there may be things that you do that you don't enjoy. And after you do them, you might realize, what, that didn't feel good, or something was wrong there. And that can be a couple different things. That can be a violation of some value. Sometimes you do something because it's helping you achieve a goal, but you may be violating another value. Maybe you had to do something, but it offended somebody. So on the one hand, you achieved your goal, so that's a value, but it may have hurt somebody's feelings or something like that, and that's a violation of a value of yours. So that's a good lens also. Also, I'm sure we've all had the experience of doing something because somebody asked us to. So we may not have wanted to do the activity, but maybe we have a commitment to belonging, or being part of a team. So there may be another reason, there's another value that you're achieving there. So now you have a rich collection of your values. And what I like to do next is look at the whole list and see which ones appear most often. You know, those are the, you know, perhaps your deepest values. And there may be other ones on the list that you don't experience as much as you would like. And for those, you can simply ask the question, what could I be doing? What things can I do to allow myself to experience this on a more regular basis? So I mentioned learning earlier, and that I enjoy in movement, that I get to learn, you know, or in reading, I get to learn. But maybe I realize, wow, I haven't been devoting any time to that. So even though it's something that I value, I haven't been actually acting on those things. And that's an opportunity to increase my satisfaction by finding more and more activities, more opportunities to do that. Or how can I imbue that into something else that I'm doing? You know, I may not enjoy taxes, but is there something I can learn there? And you'll notice that if you fold in these other values, it will actually increase your satisfaction in that experience. And there are other things as you look at your list that you may realize there are things that you want to do less. You know, maybe there's a short-term payoff, but there's not a long-term payoff. So this is just the beginning of exploring the world of values. And I mentioned, you know, maybe circle the ones that show up most, and then you can even rank them. You know, that's usually a next step, is to take the whole list of values and say, well, if I can have this or I can have this, which would I prefer, or which one would I like to experience more often? And that will give you a hierarchy of your current hierarchy of your values. Now, the reason I asked you to pick things that you actually do is there are many things that we may believe we value, or things that we think would be a good idea to value. But if we're not actually living them, then they're not sort of an embodied value. It's more of an idea of something that you would like. You can increase those, but the point of this exercise is to discover the things that are actually already alive in your experience. So I would suggest taking some time to do that. And then whenever you notice another activity that you're doing on a regular basis, you can pause and say, oh, you know, I noticed that I do this a lot. What is this? What's the payoff here? Like, what is this doing for me? Okay. Hope you enjoyed that.